daughter having methamphetamine withdrawals at 1.5 years old, as medically documented by her pediatrician. This is absolutely unacceptable. I dove right in and spent the last 1.5 years of my life completely 100% devoted and dedicated to protecting her, removing her from those hazardous individuals who have done this to her, bringing justice for her, and trying to fight to have these individuals held accountable for their actions. It has cost me, which is ridiculous, $180,000. My entire life savings has been spent on trying to protect a baby who has gone through methamphetamine withdrawals. It took me 14 years to have my children and 6 miscarriages, and here I sat holding a child who was having methamphetamine withdrawals. CPS, Martha Mendoza, you failed me, and my daughter almost died because of you. Another child in that home tested positive for methamphetamines, yet you still didn't care. The home tested positive for meth residue, yet you didn't care. And here I sit now with the disaster and the aftermath. I had to spend $180,000 to keep fighting through the family court system to protect her. And we have to go through the proper channels, which is collecting all the evidence, putting it together, using attorneys to bring the evidence before the judge so that the judge can look at the forensic evidence, so the judge can hear all of the expert witnesses and expert testimonies, so she can make a proper, well-informed, proper, sound decision that will affect Sophia's, my daughter's life for the rest of her life. She can't make a decision based on hearsay, so the only thing we can do now, because of the way that the government agency failed her, is go through a trial, which is going to take at least 3 days with the amount of insurmountable evidence we have. I have spent $180,000. We are now left with trial coming up in 2 months, and I need to raise $15,000 to do it because I spent my entire life savings doing this, and I need to raise $15,000, and I am begging for the help to do this and raise the $15,000. I want my daughter to be removed from these hazardous individuals so that she can turn around and she can have a positive, prosperous life, so that my daughter can be a positive member of society. I never thought in a million years that something like this would happen to me. This is what I see on TV, on the Lifetime Movie Network, or in the news. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, but I do not associate with drug addicts. I do not associate with people who use drugs. I was Mrs. New York. I was first runner-up for Mrs. USA. I grew up in the Miss America system, where it's, you give back to society. I was constantly donating to fundraisers and going to fundraisers and giving all my time to the community. Here in Las Vegas, I was getting awards for all of my time that I was donating to the community. And here I am begging for help. The government failed us, and I can't get the help that I need to protect this child. Please help us. Try to save Sophia so that she doesn't become a drug addict herself, because that's what's going to happen. And here I'm going to show you. This is me. This is who I was. This is my family. I am not a drug addict. This is me. These are my awards. City of Buffalo Common Council. Here's my proclamation. Here I am with these children giving back. Here I am with the mayor of Buffalo. Here I am in the state of Nevada when I started my traffic safety, speaking out. Here I am, education honoree for Safe Community Partnership honors. So this is a very hard thing for me to grasp, that now I am on the other end of this. The government failed me. And now I have to go through the court system, which is fine, I understand, and the judge will make the right decision for this child once we present the evidence. But it has to be presented, which costs $15,000 more. So I beg of you to please help me do the right thing so Sophia never has to have withdrawals, so she doesn't get drugged again, and so she doesn't die. I don't want my daughter to die, and that's probably what would happen if she goes back to that atmosphere. I have done everything that I could to temporarily keep her away from those hazardous people, but we need to permanently keep her away from those people. Please help me.